It's not, a very complex procedure. We're not talking about open heart surgery here.
Mom and dad might still control allowance and bedtime, but what role do parents play in a kid's decision about vaccination? According to one health law expert, some minors can make up their own mind.
In Alberta, if they're deemed competent, so in other words, if they are able to understand the nature of vaccines, their consent is both necessary and sufficient.
In a statement to City News, Alberta Health writes, a parent's consent is usually required. They add, mature minors can do so alone in rare circumstances, such as when a parent or guardian is unavailable. But Tim Caulfield says provincial laws allow for any competent kid to make the choice themselves if their doctor agrees.
In Quebec, they do have an age, because it's a civil code, 14, I believe. But in all the common law jurisdictions, this is generally the law.
Anything to do with children, people are much more cautious, and I understand that. That's a human psychology perspective.
While Pfizer has been deemed safe for those 12 and older, trials remain ongoing for other vaccines. And while the long-term effects remain unknown, some suggest looking at the COVID shots as akin to the ones for measles or mumps.
If people view the COVID vaccine in a similar light to the normal pediatric vaccines, then that's a good starting point.
Of course, the concept of letting a mature minor make independent medical decisions goes beyond the vaccine.
Wanting to be able to talk to a physician confidentially about mental health issues or things that are going on at home. There are a whole bunch of reasons why the law is established the way it is.
Ultimately, Caulfield suggests leaning into education and conversation for parents and kids who might not see eye to eye on vaccines. And he adds, it's not just teenagers who should have some say.
Even when you're talking about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that they should have a role in the decision-making process. So they call it assenting to things.
Scott Frolick, City News, Edmonton.